What's going on, Dragon Ball fans? Welcome back to another Dragon Ball fan manga breakdown review, where today we're going to be reviewing a fan manga entitled Dragon Ball Multiverse, which is a fan-made manga set within its own timeline outside of the main canon of Akira Toriyama and Toei Animation, involving both characters from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, as the overall concept of Dragon Ball Multiverse involves universes from all timelines and dimensions to gather together and battle in one tournament in order to determine which one of the many participating universes competing in this tournament will be the first to obtain the prize of the Dragon Balls for their own personal usage. As for many years now, I've been reviewing and introducing all kinds of Dragon Ball fan mangas to the world created by the community for the community, so if you guys are interested in seeing and reading up on incredible stories and concepts such as Dragon Ball AF, Dragon Ball Legendary, Dragon Ball New Age, Dragon Ball X, and many others, then feel free to check out the Dragon Ball fan manga playlist in the description box for more videos such as this, as right now we are going to be diving into a brand new manga chapter. As before we begin, if you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to be the first to know when a new video is posted onto this channel, as we kick off Dragon Ball Multiverse manga chapter number 46 with Uub having to battle Majin Buu, as Uub charges on in by using the Kaioken technique and immediately punching Majin Buu in the face. However, the second Uub does manage to punch Buu in the face and retract his arm, he notices that Buu's face is literally stuck onto his hand, and as we see Uub attempt to pull his hand back, we see how Majin Buu goes for a strike, as Uub manages to move out the way and completely blowing away Majin Buu's head off before kicking him out in the distance, and that's when Uub sets back and using the Kamehameha to finish off whatever was left of Buu. But Majin Buu, having to be Majin Buu, he easily regenerates, and it's because of Majin Buu's regeneration that we see Uub fighting off little tiny bits of Majin Buu's as he's trying to deflect and moving around, not willing to get caught by the attacks, as Piccolo goes on to talk to Goku and stating Uub has the advantage, but he is going to wear himself out. Why is he using the maximum Kaioken from the start? As Goku goes on to state, but that's not the maximum Kaioken. As we see Uub continuously destroying the little bits and pieces of Majin Buu, that's when Uub goes on to state, I can't keep holding my Kaioken for too long. While he doesn't get tired, he spends energy carelessly as he begins to notice Majin Buu beginning to reform, as Majin Buu fully reforms and stating, tired already? Then I'm going to eat you. Turn into cake. As Majin Buu fires off one of his beams, Uub goes on to state, nope, I know how it works now, as he grabs onto Majin Buu's beam and deflecting it back at Majin Buu, with Uub having to state, catch this, in which, similar to the events of Evil Buu and Majin Buu in Dragon Ball Z, Majin Buu gets hit with his own attack and turning him into a giant piece of fruit, and that's when Uub goes on to state, fresh fruit, that's much better, as Piccolo goes on to state, wait, Uub can manipulate magic? Didn't he inherit magical powers from Buu? As Goku goes on to state, well, no, he's never done this before. What a surprise, as Uub goes on to state, I won, but then out of nowhere we notice how someone cries out, ah no, and a little piece of Majin Buu is still active in the tournament as he begins to reform and changing his original self back to normal, and stating, you didn't understand the rules, watermelons don't lose. As Uub goes on to state, he used the same trick as the one in Universe 4, he protects himself by leaving small pieces of his body elsewhere, but he isn't very smart as the other one. I'll get him through some trickery. Buu, do you want to play a game? As Majin Buu says, oh yes, of course, with Uub having to state, okay, I'll count until 10 while you go and hide. When I go look for you, if I can find you in less than a minute, I win, otherwise I lose. As Majin Buu states, oh no, not okay, if I'm out of view for 30 seconds, I'll lose. And Uub's plan backfires as Majin Buu begins to get angry, as he goes on to state, you tried to trick me. As Buu rushes right towards Uub's direction, Uub fires off the Galactic Donut, and as Majin Buu is hurtling towards Uub's direction, he ends up getting caught within the actual Galactic Donut, as Piccolo goes on to state, what does he mean by TM? As Trunks goes on to state, Gotenks doesn't give away his techniques. He provides a license for use, kind of gagging him a little bit, and we see how Majin Buu's trying to escape the Galactic Donut, as Uub goes on to state, I know I can do it. Maximum Kaioken. In having to execute his Kaioken so much so to where Uub powers up to his fullest in charging up for the Super Kamehameha, in which as we see Uub fire off this massive maximum Super Kaioken Kamehameha, the blast hits Majin Buu with such force that literally the entire arena is engulfed in this massive Kamehameha wave. Literally, it's a blinding flash of light. Nobody could even see what the heck was happening on the inside. As only then we see a massive crater as Uub drops down to his knees, and in fact there is a piece of Majin Buu remaining. However, it's behind him as Uub goes on to state, "That's your last piece. Breakfast time," and he throws these two plates together. As the little Majin Buu pops out, he doesn't know what to do, and it's because of this Uub immediately gets on the side of the plates in sealing Majin Buu in, and having to state, "There, you're hidden," as the tournament holders begin to count 1, 2, 3. Babidi notices this and saying, "Oh no," and Uub is trying his hardest to contain the Majin Buu within the plates as he goes on to state, "Come on, stay calm," as the tournament holders continue. 18, 19, 20, and Buu is in this little container. He's screaming, "Boo, boo, boo," and Uub is holding this together by using his maximum power and having to state, "You won't be getting out," as at this point we see how Babidi uses his magic and saying, "Papara papa," and the minute he does that, we see how the Supreme Kai basically shuts his mouth in saying, "No cheating, Babidi," but Majin Buu ends up breaking out. But as Majin Buu breaks out, the tournament holders go on to stay 30 seconds and 400 milliseconds. Uub from Universe 18 wins. So Uub managed to escape just in the nick of time, but he was a bit too late because then Majin Buu goes on to state, "I lost? Oh well, it was really fun and I liked being a watermelon." And Babidi's pissed. You can tell based on his demeanor alone. It was only temporary. I still couldn't really defeat Majin Buu. As Goku states, "You could still be proud of yourself. This one is even stronger than ours and you handled yourself very well." As the tournament holders go on to state, the ring is reforming and in a few moments the next fight will begin. And Babidi's pissed. He goes on to state, "This is unacceptable. It's cheating. Enough playing around. I am taking control of the situation. All these vermin will be under my command or be destroyed." As Deborah goes on to state, "Evil is rampant here, master. You will be able to create an army of elites." As Babidi looks at his crystal ball, he goes on to state, "My magic passes through their walls without a hitch. One by one, you will all belong to me." As Deborah pitches the idea in stating, "Start with Vegeta, master. He is the strongest of them all. And he does not seem completely pure." As Babidi goes on to state, "No, remember Vegeta? He didn't obey me. I need to avoid taking control of him or any of his alternative counterparts. Some of the other universes are also full of good Samaritans. I don't even feel any evil left in Universe 18's Vegeta. But let's be discreet to give us time to enslave a majority of the fighters. I will hide the Majin seal." As we look on over, the narration goes on to state, in one of the apartments of Universe 3, we see how Piccolo is sitting down as he goes on to state, "So, you think you can wear me down from the inside, Kaio-sama? But I am pure evil. I am independent. I am your command." As the narration states, Vegeta from Universe 18 versus Kakarot from Universe 13. As Kakarot steps foot in the ring, he goes on to state, "It will be a real pleasure to massacre you, Vegeta." As Vegeta states, "I should feel the same way, only I don't. You're just a shadow." As Kakarot says, "A shadow who surpasses you. I have a new advantage." As he wiggles his tail, Vegeta goes on to state, "Pathetic," with Kakarot having to reply by stating, "It's been a long time since I used my miniature lamps." Oh well, here we go, as he begins to transform into a giant Oozaru. And because of this, he not only transforms into a great ape, but he also transforms into a golden great ape. As only then everybody at the tournament arena are beginning to second guess this, because here we have a rampaging monkey just about to massacre Vegeta and everyone seems to panic. Everyone but Vegeta. As he transforms into a Super Saiyan 2, he goes on to state, "This might be a challenge for me after all." As the Oozaru cocks his fist, he slams right into Vegeta as Vegeta catches the punch. And as Vegeta catches the punch, he's laughing at Kakarot, and even the alternative Nappa goes on to state, "Their Vegeta can reach level 3? As Raditz states, "I saw both of their Kakarots and Brats do it. and Vegeta is definitely stronger than them. How is this possible? As Vegeta just so casually swoops behind Kakarot, and just right before he's about to unleash his Big Bang attack, we see how Kakarot leaps up in the sky and saying, "So, you're taking me for a fool, are you? You're wrong," and manages to throw a massive blast at Vegeta as Vegeta unleashes the Big Bang attack as a counter, but the explosion is so heavy that it causes Vegeta to hit the ground beneath him. And as Vegeta looks on up, he sees this massive gorilla about to stomp him as he goes on to state, "You're worn out, it's over," and Kakarot slams Vegeta with such force that it's literally shattering the entire stage, as Kakarot goes on to state, "One less Vegeta, and the next one will follow too." As Kakarot thinks he's won, Vegeta immediately swoops underneath his legs and saying, "I didn't take you for an oaf. You are one." As Vegeta grabs onto his tail, Vegeta is slamming this great ape all around the arena, very similar to what Hulk did to Loki, except if the roles were in reverse, and Vegeta is not sparing him, because then we see how Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta puts so much effort into ripping out his tail that it causes Kakarot to revert back to his human form. And as Vegeta rips off his tail, he goes on to state, "You may be large, but you certainly aren't tough." As Kakarot transforms back into his human Super Saiyan form, Vegeta looks down at him and saying, "And now, you aren't very tough at all." As Kakarot says, "Damn Vegeta, always so sure of himself." As Kakarot goes on to state, "So, you think you're superior, huh? Well, did you expect this?" And as he blasts Vegeta, Vegeta easily moves out the way and stating, "You really are a pitiful Kakarot. You should follow the example of a certain little girl." As Vegeta impales Kakarot with his own hand, Vegeta continues in stating, "And her grandfather, Son Goku." And this is a very bloody scene because Vegeta did not spare Kakarot at all. In fact, this is such a different version of Goku that Vegeta did not hesitate for a moment in directly impaling Kakarot through the chest and having to prove and set an example, in which by the very end, the Dragon Ball Multiverse manga chapter number 46 comes to a close. And this was a really good manga chapter for two reasons. Number one, Uub versus Majin Buu. Number two, Kakarot versus Vegeta. And seeing both outcomes, because the first outcome between Majin Buu and Uub was relatively accurate in seeing Majin Buu's stupidity, but yet still admiring his brutality to always think for himself, always having to kind of keep a little bit of him somewhere hidden, to where even if you assumed he was dead, he was still alive. And then looking at Vegeta's brutality towards Kakarot, you can still feel the animosity between the two, because obviously even though both versions are parallel opposites, they still hate each other. It's interesting to see how Vegeta told Kakarot to be and remember the certain lessons learned by a little girl and her grandfather, referencing Goku and Pan. But in the end, I would like to know what you guys have to say down in the comment section below. Who do you guys think that Babidi is looking to possess? Even though Babidi wants to go on ahead and possess everybody, he can't. Is there a chance for him to possess Cell? Is there a chance for him to possess Cooler? And what are your thoughts on the end result of what's going to be between Vegeta and Kakarot? Is Vegeta going to suffer some sort of a penalty? For me, this was a relatively good chapter. I've seen and read chapters before that really weren't all that great, but this chapter to me actually had some sort of meaning, especially with Uub versus Majin Buu and Vegeta versus Kakarot because of their histories. But I also do believe that as we go forward, we're bound to see somewhat of chaos ensue between Babidi and the controlled fighters he uses to fight everybody else, and the entire tournament as a whole. I would like to get your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you all once more for watching. If of course you guys are new to this channel and love Dragon Ball, don't forget to punch that subscribe button, enable all notifications by clicking on the bell icon, follow me at Twitter at UnrealEntGaming and Instagram at UnrealDBZ. Make sure you guys slap a like down below if you guys enjoyed, and leave your thoughts in the comments, and I'll be seeing you all in the next Dragon Ball fan manga review. Take it easy, guys. Peace.
This is the Galactic Emperor of the Universe, and of course I'm here to tell you to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming and all his social media platforms. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications so you can be the first to know every time that he uploads a new video.
Oh, did someone say UnrealEntGaming? Oh my god.
The fuck's up? Put on some clothes!
Well, why don't you put on any clothes?
What? I don't need clothes. Jesus Christ, that's huge!